All right. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube, Pastor Dow here. Hey, check this out. I had some more Christians come in and take me on the chin, which I don't understand it. Let me just try to come from y'all's angle and y'all's philosophy. First of all, number one, if you're a Christian, ain't you supposed to love everybody? Ain't you supposed to try to get along with everybody and stuff? I just don't comprehend and understand it. Ever since I have been walking with Messiah, ever since I've been walking with the real Jesus, there's been nothing but opposition from people who say that they love Jesus. Now, I love Jesus because he said to me in John 14:15, if I love him, I'm going to keep his commandments. And I'm keeping his commandments. And I know that is the proverbial line in the sand right there that makes the distinction between us and them. When it's telling you to come out of her, my people, who is that talking about? Well, I'm going to try to help out here just for a second, okay? Listen to me. You say you're a Christian and you believe the Bible. I'm an Israelite, and I know I believe the Bible because I live it. But why are you so contentious against me for obeying what the book says? It makes no sense. It's got to be some type of end time spirit. Now, I'm going to show you where the confusion lies at. We know that there is a man of sin, a man of lawlessness that's soon to be up on the scene. Now, if you are in a philosophy, if you are in a religion that does away with the law, how in the hell are you going to recognize the lawless one or the man of sin? Because the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. And if that's the mystery of iniquity, if it's a mystery of lawlessness, we know that the man of sin, he's definitely going to be against the law of the Most High Yah. And you in a religion that tells you don't have to obey the law and keep this law, how in the world would you recognize the lawless one? How would you recognize the man of sin if you're in that type of state of confusion? And it's amazing to me because no sooner as I start talking about keeping the Sabbath, everybody loses and has diarrhea all of a sudden. And when I start talking about obeying what the book says, you would think that people would be happy that there's a preacher that gets on here and tells you, listen, do what the book says, obey the law. I mean, what did Jesus say? What did Yahshua say? In vain do you worship me for the teachings, the doctrines, and the commandments of men, Easter, Christmas, Sunday. Full well, you reject, watch this, the commandments of Yah, that you may keep your own traditions, Christmas, Easter, Sunday. Isn't that amazing? So none of these things that you claim to say that it's the Christian religion, and it is, don't get me wrong, it is a Christian religion, it's just not the religion of the Bible, because you can't find in there where it tells us, as believers in Jesus, believers in Yahshua HaMashiach Messiah, to celebrate Christmas, Easter, and Sunday. So you've got to ask yourself a question. I know one reason is because a lot of people are unlearned. They are very unstudied and unlearned, and they believe what their pastor says, and they don't do what the book says. The book teaches us that we're supposed to test everything. We're supposed to approve all things and hold fast to that which is good. Just because they're sitting in the pulpit, you alone are responsible for your soul salvation. Yeah, you're going to have pastors, preachers, and teachers, and apostles, and elders stuff, but still, that doesn't make them, you have to test them. You have to be like the Bereans. You've got to become noble. You can't just sit back in the fence because you hear me say something contrary to what your parents, your grandparents, all your relatives have been in and believe, and then make me the villain. When I'm asking you, all you have to do is just test me, prove it, check me out, see what I'm saying is so. But I know what it is. The religion of Christianity don't want you to be obedient to the Most High Yah. That's why when Paul was giving the instruction to the Corinthians, come out of her, my people, and be separate, I preach that. You've got to come out and be separate, because you don't, you're not going to know what's unclean, because that religion touches everything unclean. It eat pork. It worships the sun as it comes up on Easter. Some people turn their backs toward the temple, and they worship the sun and play songs and sing to the sun, literally as it comes up. And You get mad at me for loving you enough to tell you the truth. Now, is that not nonsensical or what? Something is wrong. But Paul spoke about it. In the first epistle, a letter that he wrote to Timothy, he said that in the last days that the Spirit will speak it expressly, that some will depart from the faith and they will be given heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of demons and devils. So if I'm telling you, if you're going to do what Jesus did Jesus keep the Sabbath? Yes or no? The 7-day Sabbath, ending at Friday night and nightfall. Beginning at Friday night and nightfall and ending at the Sabbaton, the interval between 2 days, the Saturday night and nightfall. Why not just obey it? You've got a whole commandment. The fourth commandment is written about over in Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11, gives you detailed instruction how to keep the Sabbath. It doesn't say nothing about Sunday. Nothing. Where did it come from? Where did it originate from? Look, listen. If you're going to be mad and upset, at least have a purpose for it. But don't get mad at me. I'm going to repeat what Paul says. If I become your enemy, because I tell you the truth, because I have no desire to become your enemy. But I'm not going to stop telling the truth. I'm not going to recant and go back on the truth because the whole world is running down to the mountain into hell. I'm going to continue to keep telling that truth. And if anything, you should be mad at your family. You should be mad at your preachers and teachers got you celebrating birthdays and Halloween and Christmas and New Year's Day and Thanksgiving. None of that is written about in our culture. If you're going to embrace the Bible, follow what the Bible says. But I'm going to end on this again. We know that the man of sin is coming. We know that he's here. Lawless one, mystery of iniquity. And if you got a religion that's telling you you don't have to keep these commandments, how in the hell are you going to recognize who the lawless one is then? Isn't that a fair question? Because at the end of the book in Revelation 22, the blessed ones are the ones who keep the commandments. And James and them said, if you offend in one point, you're guilty of them all. Every week, y'all go to church on Sunday and try to justify it. And you can worship the Father every day. That's not the problem. It's the vanity of lying on him and you telling him that he's done changed his commandment when Rome clearly told you they did it. That's the trouble. That's the issue. And that's the problem. And I know what it is. You get antagonized because of the spirits that's in some of you. You get mad and upset because I'm telling you the truth. It goes contrary to your traditional doctrines and beliefs. And then you make me the enemy when I'm the one that loved you enough to tell you the truth. But the blessed ones are the ones who keep the commandments. And that means all of them. They tell you, oh, can't nobody keep all of them commandments. Nobody can. But you can keep 8,000 and something laws in your state. And you say nothing about it. You can keep all the laws to the road and say nothing about them. Y'all, man, it's just the nonsensical perspectives and point of view is something else. But maybe I've only made this video for one person. Maybe one person will hear this and get this, and then it'll be worth it all. Y'all have a wonderful day. I just got to go ahead and say that because, man, you Christians are something else. First of all, you need to ask yourself, was Paul a Christian? Oh, man. Y'all have a blessed day.